Number 17, Teresa Lopez. Number 4, Bear Gate. Number 20, Madeline Hernandez. Number 16, Abigail Harris. Number 10, Laya Adil. Number 5, Delaney Harris. Number 21, Alana Harrison. Number 2, Brianna Mello. And number 1, Riley Boynton. And your starting lineup for your San Francisco Nighthawks. The goalie is Rangel. Number 10, Eliana Wong. Number 31, Rena Ogimoto. Number 22, Kelly Irwin. Number 15, Sydney Brumland. Number 7, Hannah McCord. Number 23, Liz Warnick. Number 32, Maggie Alton. Number 17, Rania Burton. Number 11, Adeline King. Number 13, Juno Winter. And number 8, Emily Cole.
Ellie! What? I'm saying hi. Ellie! Good side.
Are you on the long pin?
Yes.
Of course. Yeah. Dial up! Go get him, Tigers!
Go for it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kezar Stadium in the heart of San Francisco, California. We are pleased to welcome you to this WPSL West Pac North Division matchup between the San Francisco Nighthawks and Fresno Freeze. I'm Sara Ach on commentary alongside Kevin Allison on camera, on tech, on everything. And as I mentioned, we're pleased to welcome you here to this WPSL matchup between the Nighthawks and Fresno Freeze. Both of these teams are kicking off their season today in the same way they ended last season versus each other. Last year, Fresno ended in a 3-3 draw versus the Nighthawks at Fresno, and this time they're here in San Francisco to kick off this 2024 season in the same way. But it's a fresh start in a new season for both teams. Let's take a look back at how the 2023 season ended for both of them. San Francisco Nighthawks finished in 4th place with 5 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. Last year, Fresno Freeze finished in 2nd, just behind Cal Storm, who took the division. Fresno with 5 wins, 0 losses, and 4 draws. 19 points, just 5 points shy from the Storm, who won 8 wins, 1 loss. Of course, Fresno, as you just heard, they went undefeated last year. 5 wins, 4 draws, no losses. Looking to do the same this year, but maybe turn a couple of those draws into some W's. The Nighthawks, on the other hand, a storied program. Haven't had a win in the division in quite a few years, in 3 specifically, and they're looking to turn that around. And we're off here at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. Fresno immediately on the attack, trying to force it forward down the line. We'll get to the lineups in a second. Immediately, Fresno trying to push it into the corner. Nighthawks doing a good job there of keeping that ball on the outside, keeping that on the wing, not letting Fresno into the middle. Some new additions to this Nighthawks team include outside back Hannah McCord, an English international. You'll see her at outside back in this game, sporting number 7. So Nighthawks, they get control of the ball, try to force it forward, and Fresno immediately with possession again. Some dust being kicked up onto the field. Excuse me, it's not dust. If it's getting a little bit foggy, it's coming from the Nighthawks supporter section. It's small but mighty. A big Nighthawks flag and some fog flying down in the corner. And if it's making its way onto the field, that's probably by design. So neither team really able to start their game. Of course, this is how seasons start. These teams have not had a ton of time yet together. Most of these players play in college. They will have finished their collegiate spring seasons not long ago, and they should be playing in this league as an in-between. A reminder, this is a pre-professional league, so everybody in this league is amateur status. That means that they're either in college, haven't gone to college yet, or out of college. Now, it's possible that they can be out of college, having played professionally, and then return to amateur status. And in fact, the Nighthawks have one player that is looking to do that. She is not in the roster today, though, because of the time you have to spend in between your professional status and returning to amateur. And the Nighthawks now putting their first attack together of the day, and it's looking dangerous. Trying to cut in, decides to go outside in the shot, and it's a good angle from Fresno, just forcing wide, and that was number 7, Hannah McCord, all the way from the back, trying to take that shot. You can see both teams just trying to settle in, find their flow, find their rhythm. Most of these players have not played together before. Nighthawks might be an exception to that rule. They have so many returning players, but that does not mean it's the same team and the same squad. As I mentioned, in English International, they've also added Japanese International in Elena Wong, number 10, on the field here for the Nighthawks. She's transferring over to University of Pacific and playing her summer ball before she does that here with the San Francisco Nighthawks. Controlling that in the middle is Sydney Grunland. Again, back and forth, both teams. Wong on the outside. She'll reset it all the way back to Raquel Lau in goal for the Nighthawks. Lau trying to play a difficult ball up to Grunland in the middle, and Nighthawks almost pay for that. Grunland paying that true 6 position, that true holding center mid for the Nighthawks. She's wearing number 15. And you'll see her as a key piece of not only this defense, but of this attack. And speaking of attack, here come the Nighthawks. Cook on the wing looking to cut it in. And that's good defense there, but not enough. A great center, but just defended well from Fresno. Cook able to get that shot off. Fresno with some last-ditch defending there. And a good attack orchestrated there from the Nighthawks. That's the first dangerous opportunity, really, we've seen today. 4 minutes into the game, not that long. We can expect to see this today. Both teams just slowly finding their form throughout the game. The Nighthawks seem to have done it first so far. Beautiful ball out on the wing, looking for the chip shot, and it's in! The first goal of the season for the Nighthawks. 5 minutes in to their first game. And the Hawks go up 1-0. Let's take a look at that. Beautiful ball wide, a long touch to beat the defender, and then just a chip shot. Poor positioning there from the goalkeeper, who should have been she was cheating near post, and she got beat because of it. So we talk about who's able to find their form first, and this time it's the Nighthawks coming out, trying to prove a point here. I mentioned the Nighthawks haven't won the division in a few years, and they're hoping this year could be the time to turn that around. Fresno trying to answer with a goal of their own here. It should be noted, that ball looking like it went out, but just saved. Stays in and blocked. A good step there by Kelly Gerwitz, number 22. Strong center back holding it down for the Nighthawks. And I said before, it should be mentioned that Fresno did not get a big warm-up today. They hit that classic Memorial Day traffic And unfortunately, we're left with only about a 20-minute warm-up before that first whistle. So it could be a rough start for Fresno. We might see a different team in that second half, but probably a little frazzled, not quite as warmed up as they want to be. And Nighthawks able to take advantage of it. I mentioned in the middle there, number 15, Sydney Grunland for the Nighthawks. Sydney has played for the Nighthawks for a while, started playing for them as a high school student. She got into Cal, and she's playing club at Cal and may actually start playing at City College while doing her education at Cal. She is that true number 6 for the Nighthawks, somebody to keep an eye on pulling the strings here on offense. Bouncing ball scooped up by McCord. Nighthawks now trying to keep possession, but Fresno Free's doing a great job of blocking off that back pass. McCord had no choice but to just go forward, and Fresno able to get possession. Now let's see what Fresno can try to orchestrate. This is a good moment here for the Nighthawks to try to really gain control and gain momentum. Just as we say that, looking for the ball through, a beautiful ball to McCord. To Cook, and that's it. The flag stays down, and the ball goes in. Sydney Cook. 7 minutes in, and the Nighthawks are up 2-0. Sydney Cook with a beautiful run and an even more gorgeous ball played right through, splitting the defenders. Let's take a look at it here. You see Cook making that run right from the training ground. You can't write that better. Diagonal run to a straight ball. Sydney Cook tucks it away. What a start for the Nighthawks. Mentioned that this was a key moment for them to try to continue to gain momentum. And they certainly capitalized on it. Now they'll look to possess. That's one thing that the Nighthawks, while they've been able to attack, and they've been efficient in their shots and their attack today so far, have yet to really settle that ball and work it around like we're seeing them start to do right now. That's good tracking back on defense there from Fresno's center midfielder there, number 16, Abigail Heron. Both teams here in the same formation, both playing a 4-3-3 with that lone number 6, that lone defensive center midfielder, and 2 attacking center midfielders. So what that will mean is that that lone center midfielder, that lone defensive center midfielder, will be outnumbered on both sides. Hernandez, number 20 for Fresno, will be outnumbered, having to mark both McCord and Dwornik for the Nighthawks, and vice versa. Sydney Grunland for the Nighthawks will be outnumbered, having to mark both Heron and Avila for Fresno. It's where a lot of the possession can come from, in that attacking front. And those 2 attacking center midfielders were playing in kind of like a 2v1 situation across the board here. So for those of you who are new to the WPSL, we welcome you to this broadcast. WPSL has a long and storied history here in the United States. Started in 1998, WPSL was founded with 6 teams, and the Nighthawks and Cal Storm were 2 of those. So 2 of the teams in this division here were founding members of the WPSL. In 2009, after celebrating the 10-year mark, the WPSL had 50 teams nationwide after just 10 years. They were the biggest pre-professional, and that looked like a bit of a foul, no call there. They were the biggest pre-professional league in the country, and they still are. In 2012, just a year before the NWSL started, it was the WPSL Elite that was founded in 2012. And here come the Nighthawks now. This looks all too familiar, eerily similar to this first goal. Now trying to get a cross off, and it's blocked by Fresno. Good defense there to force that corner kick. But the Nighthawks up 2 goals and threatening again. And that's Rania Burton over there on that left side, number 17, just wreaking havoc for Fresno. Winning that corner kick. Of course, that first goal belongs to Burton. Kicked off the scoring for the Nighthawks. So the Nighthawks will set up here. Their first corner of the game, the first corner overall. And as a dribbler on the ground near post, somehow able to win a corner back again. Fresno just doing the smart thing, trying to clear that out. Weren't able to get it up the sideline though, so it'll go out for another corner kick. Fresno looking a little rattled here. I mentioned the lack of warm-up. That could absolutely play a part. But of course it could just be these teams do not get a lot of time together. The run-up in the preseason is all too short. A beautiful ball across, somehow sneaks through. And a great save there to keep it out. The Nighthawks maintain possession. Trying to get it back in now is Burton. Oh, excuse me, that was McCord there, working her magic on the left side, trying to get that out. But again, another corner kick. So suddenly 3 corners in a row. Let's see what they do this time. Nighthawks just putting it into the middle now. A beautiful ball across and somehow untouched all the way through. That'll roll out. Fresno will take the throw in. An opportunity somewhat squandered there from the Nighthawks, but they'll slide over and see what they can capitalize on. A couple goals already, 13 minutes in. So a comfortable lead for the Nighthawks here at home in their first game of the season. Nighthawks playing at Kezar, and some slicing and dicing there from the right back, Lena Wong. Lena Wong, the Japanese international that I mentioned, transferring to University of Pacific in the fall. Wong showing her foot skills off. Fresno once again trying to clear it. Nighthawks not letting them out. Fresno looking tired. Now Nighthawks, this is their moment to just maintain possession, calm it down, and see if they can get Fresno moving side to side. Here is Wong back into the middle. Grunlin, she'll turn them, lay it back off. Back to Grunlin. This is what I mean by look out for Sydney Grunlin in the middle. She's the one who that offense will be orchestrated through. Dangerous play here in the back from the Nighthawks. Wong all over it, trying to flick it forward to herself, and now she'll do the smart thing and just keep possession. That's a great job there from the Nighthawks, knocking it back and forth and then out of pressure, and a dangerous ball once again. Good idea to try to flick that wide. Here come the Nighthawks. And this is the kind of play that will really just put a dagger in the game for Fresno. If they can't get the ball and maintain possession after a long road trip, short warm-up, they need something that they can build on. And this is a good place to start here, knocking the ball around the back. Smart idea here from Fresno. And the downside is once you play defense for that long, your legs are pretty tired and nobody wants to make those runs on offense. And that's exactly what we're seeing here for Fresno. Nighthawks take over again. Avila looks to control for Fresno. Fresno just getting caught in those pockets. You can see the Nighthawks doing a great job of condensing the field when they're on offense, making Fresno play in those tight areas, and that's a good ball into the middle. Right to Grunlin. Grunlin playing possession. Oh, that's a good ball. Is a good look. Getting lucky with a tap is Dwornik. You like to see your center midfielders playing together like that. Grunlin to Dwornik. That connection could be key. Developing well here for the Nighthawks already. Fresno unable to get anything here. The Nighthawks doing the smart thing, just keeping that ball moving side to side, keeping Fresno working. You can see here how the Nighthawks collapsing, not letting Fresno switch it. And if they do, they're gonna have to go all the way back and across the field to switch it. Not letting them out of these small spaces. And Fresno need to play faster if they are going to switch the field on the Nighthawks like that. The way to beat that defense is to play a little bit faster, and a big faux pas there from goalkeeper Pointer. Riley Pointer in goal, just trying to clear with her feet. Goes off of the side and out for a corner kick. Nighthawks will take their 4th corner now. Sydney Cook trotting over. She owns the 2nd goal for the Nighthawks today. She'll take this corner kick. Ball into the middle. And it looks like McCord was there, but just couldn't quite get her foot on it. Sometimes when you're running, that timing just was a little bit off. It hit her on the thigh as she opened up her leg to try to, looked like she was really just trying to redirect that in, but the ball came in, hit her leg instead of her foot. Timing just a little off. And now Fresno trying to play out of the back. Not a bad idea, instead of just booting it forward to give possession back. And a strong play there from Wong coming in. And here come the Nighthawks once again. Dwornik loses it, gets it back, looks for Wong. Wong now will possess. Wong so strong in possession in that outside back position. Nighthawks have had some dangerous balls coming in from those center backs. Something that another team might make them pay for. Fresno might even make them pay for here. For the first game of the season, Nighthawks certainly looking like they've found each other, like they've got that connection. Nighthawks practicing 3 times a week here in the city of San Francisco. Nighthawks have multiple teams. They've got a youth program that's forming. Along with that, they're playing in the recreational 11-a-side Division I league that plays in the fall and the spring here in the city of San Francisco. If you're between 14 and 18 years old and you want to play with the Nighthawks youth team, reach out to socials, Nighthawks San Francisco on social media. They have a non-pay-to-play team that they're forming, and it should be noted that this WPSL team is also a non-pay-to-play. So important, ever increasingly more important, especially for students who are on scholarship, athletic scholarship in college, who need to play over the summer. I mentioned the history of the WPSL. Let's go right back to that. WPSL is a pre-professional league. Nighthawks, again, getting themselves in a bit of trouble, as I mentioned. Those difficult balls out of the back from the center backs. And right now, Fresno trying to make them pay for it. Fresno going all the way back out. And this time, it's the Nighthawks that might make Fresno pay. Here comes Altman. Altman with a big touch in the middle, coming out as Pointer off of her line, and a good save there from Pointer. So suddenly, the tides turn quickly, and instead of the Nighthawks paying for that bad ball out of the back, Fresno might. Cook now with a long touch, looking far post, and she tucks it away. What a goal! 3-0 Nighthawks, and Sydney Cook's got 2 of them. On the brace, Sydney Cook, what a gorgeous goal that was. Picture perfect. Plenty of space in the middle, takes that long touch, opens herself up, and then far post to beat the keeper. She makes it look too easy. So we're going to get some substitutions here for Fresno. Coming in, number 6 and number 22. It looks like 22 is going to come into that outside back position for number 32. Lango's going to see herself off the field, and Madeline Wolf, number 22, is going to enter. And Isabel Schroeder will come onto the field, number 6, in place of number 21, Harrison. Harrison was playing that number 9, that center forward position, and now Schroeder will come on in. Lopez at the back for Fresno, controlling, trying to find that ball into the middle. A difficult ball to handle there for her center mid with 3 defenders collapsing around her. Excuse me, that was Schroeder just in the game, checking back from that center forward position. Difficult ball for her to handle. But necessary changes made for Fresno. You find yourself down 3-0 in the 20th minute, and you got to make some changes. So changes are made. Fresh legs onto the field could be necessary. And Lau in goal for the Nighthawks just sends that out of bounds. So Fresno now with an opportunity to throw in. Deep in their attacking third now. Wolf, who just entered the game, will take this throw for Fresno. Long ball in the air. Fresno just trying to keep possession now and control it. A dangerous ball across the middle. Now looking for a shot, it seems, instead trying to cross it in. Mello was looking for that shot, but an awkward angle. She didn't have a shot on the angle, and she had no support wide. So she sends the ball into the middle, and now streaking is Burton. She's tripped up. And we know what happens there. Burton has been off to the races on that side. Not a bad foul, whether it was intentional or not. Not a bad idea, because Burton was off and away on that side. So free kick for the Nighthawks. And each time we try to get into the history of the WPSL, something ends up happening. I was mentioning in 2012, the WPSL Elite was founded. That is the only professional version of the WPSL that happened, because I mentioned this is a pre-professional league. But in 2012, WPSL Elite was founded. It was filed as a professional team, and it filled that void between when the WPS folded and the current NWSL was founded. It lasted for that 1 year, 2012 to 2013. Legends like Megan Rapinoe, Tobin Heath, Lori Kalpani, who's now known as Lauren Holiday, played in the WPSL Elite. Ball into the middle, cleared out by Fresno. Now a tricky situation here for Fresno as they're looking for that outlet pass, but there's nobody downfield. Nighthawks will clear that out. The WPSL Elite lasted for that singular year and then folded, but all the while the WPSL maintained. And in 2016, they hit 100 teams nationwide just before that 20th season. Now Fresno, dangerous ball trying to clear that wide. They're able to do so. Here comes Wolf. Wolf, plenty of time. Opts to go line right into some pressure. Nighthawks are able to hand it. Here's Dwornik. Dumps it off to Grunlin. Dwornik and Grunlin doing a great job of really holding it down in the center midfield defensively, connecting offensively. Fresno caught in that pickle between running so much on defense and then not being able to find that outlet pass on offense. And we mentioned that these two teams tied 3-3 at the end of the year last year. But obviously it's a brand new season and brand new teams. And 3-0 now the score. Nighthawks ahead, 25 minutes in. We're going to have more changes here for Fresno. Looks like we're going to have number 8 checking into the game. Natalie Galicia will check in. She'll come in for Paris out on that left wing. And we will also have Diana Hernandez coming into the game. She'll tuck into that right back position. So Fresno, 4 changes already. Just trying to make something happen, change it up here. It seems that they haven't had a formation change yet. So far, just personnel. But it remains to be seen if they will look to do some sort of formation change if the Nighthawks continue to just control. And rising from the center back is Lopez. Great job controlling it, and this looks a little better. It just looks more energetic suddenly from Fresno. It looked tired, it looked lethargic, and now with that strong header rising, it looked a little bit better there from Fresno. Now fighting for the ball is Avila, center midfielder for Fresno. So some spark in Fresno's step, and sometimes you just need some fresh legs to do that. Fresno now not forcing the line. Nighthawks playing a high line. Paying off for them. Fresno looking to beat the Nighthawks with that big ball, but it had to be a longer ball if they're going to beat him with the big ball over that line. And now tons of time in the middle for Dornick. Dornick looking for her fellow center midfielder McCord, but played right into a defender. McCord and Burton found themselves kind of in that same space there. Nonetheless, Nighthawks maintain possession. They're showing well here in their opening game of the WPSL. Each team will play each other one time. It alternates years. So, for example, last year these two teams faced off in Fresno. This year they face off here in San Francisco. You will only play each team one time, and then the winner of the division will go on to the national championships. Eight games on the Nighthawks schedule last year. 9 this year because a brand new team, Iron Rose FC, joined this West Pac North division. Iron Rose FC out of Roseville, California, an expansion team. And we're going to have some subs here for the Nighthawks. Coming into the game, number 26 and number 11. It looks like got some confusion here, and now we will go. Avalon Corin, number 11, coming into the game for the Nighthawks. You can see her here on this right wing position. A good opportunity here for the Nighthawks to get everybody minutes when you're up 3-0 in the first half. The delicate balance, while you want to maintain that rhythm that you've created, especially in game 1 of the year, it's great to get everybody minutes, get everybody's legs out from under them. Number 26, Fatima. Coming in, and we should mention that Cook on a brace came out of the game. Sydney Cook with 2 goals on the day. She exits. Her day is done after 28 minutes. Long ball into the middle. Nobody challenging. Cleared out by Fresno, but not cleared out enough. Here is Wong. Why not? Opts for the shot, and it goes over. So Queen into the game for Cook on that right wing position. And Fatima Walde, number 26. Into the game for number 23, Dwornik, in that center mid position. So Fresno gets a little bit of spark with some fresh legs, and the Nighthawks match it. Walde looking middle, a difficult ball. Just trying to flick it on was McCord, but she couldn't get her foot on it. Pointer in goal now for Fresno, trying to distribute forward. And a tough first day so far for Fresno. Under pressure from the Nighthawks, and it has not let up. Here is McCord, able to tap it wide and find Burton. Burton now under pressure. She'll do the smart thing and just keep it. Grunlin to Walde. All the way back. Great 1-2 touch here from the Nighthawks to keep possession. And Wong slicing and dicing. Finds some space, gets a beautiful cross off, but Burton was crashing in instead of far post, and that beautiful cross goes untouched. And it looks so good from the Nighthawks when they get into that 1-2 touch. They can play out of those tight spaces between their center back and Ogimoto and Wong on that right back, and Grunlin in that center mid position. And the three of them have proven that they can play out of tight spaces. Fresno giving the ball away in the middle. Somehow able to maintain possession on a big sliding tackle. And now the Nighthawks have to get back, and that's Gurwitz coming in. Big center back, number 22. A great play by Gurwitz to save that. She's fouled in the process by Schroeder. But lucky are the Nighthawks. Fresno was off and away. Nighthawks once again in possession, just looking to maintain, and a miscommunication there on the wing between Winiger and Burton. Winiger playing that left back position, number 13, and that far side, Burton, number 17, one of the goal scorers today, in that left wing position. Just over 10 minutes to play here in this first half. Although the scoreboard is out. The scoreboard is broken here at Kezar Stadium, so there's a chance we have some stoppage time in this game instead of the usual WPSL scoreboard buzzer goes off, and that's the end of the half. Might have some injury time from this ref. Some more classic soccer, call it. And a beautiful shot from the top of the 18. Good idea there, taking it on the half volley. Was Avila, center midfielder for Fresno. Why not? Fresno's first shot really of the game, although it won't be recorded as a shot because it didn't go on target, but first shot really of that game. And now another substitution for Fresno. Coming into the game, Sara Cox. She'll take the place of Brana Mello. Mello was playing in that right wing position. Cox will head up to that right wing position now. 5 changes now so far for Fresno. Just about 35 minutes into this game, and it looks like they'll give up another corner kick. What's the call? Yes, corner kick. 5th corner of the half for the Nighthawks, and they'll look to add to the tally. A different game than last season's 3-3 draw. The Nighthawks had 12 players that day. It was the last game of the season. They traveled all the way to Fresno. We're still able to manage a draw. This time both teams with a full bench here in sunny San Francisco. Not usually sunny San Francisco, but sunny today, San Francisco. That cross will just roll out of bounds. Nighthawks, a San Francisco-based team playing here at Kezar Stadium, which is in Coal Valley. The Nighthawks themselves are sponsored by a lot of local Coal Valley businesses, restaurants. It's really beautiful to see. Go support these local businesses that are supporting women's soccer, including Zazie, Blue Barn, Crepes on Coal, Bambinos, Park Merced, Mission Blue, the Ice Cream Bar in Coal Valley, of course, Coal Valley Tavern, and the ever-popular Kezar Pub. The slide tackle, saving tackle. as Fresno finds themselves streaking down the side. Here's a shot from the top, a good block shot now from the top of the 18, goes over. And despite the Nighthawks having most of the possession and most of the chances, Fresno has been able to find a couple counters like that that look very dangerous for the Nighthawks. That was a great job by Cox, number 14 on that right wing. Fresh into the game, created that opportunity on that right side. "36 minutes in now. If you're Fresno, what you want to do here is slide up, condense yourselves, and despite having tired legs, you have to keep those lines close. You have to push your back line up so there's not a ton of space in the middle, and you have to not let the Nighthawks out. Do not let them switch the play like they just did there. That's how tight you really have to be. You want to keep them on that one side. Otherwise, Fresno just going to end up back on defense like this. And now long ball, chasing it is Anderson for Fresno. She's able to play back. Now under pressure is Pointer. Pointer with a footwork from the keeper. Nighthawks do a good job to put Fresno under pressure in their own defensive third. Mentioned Kezar Pub as a sponsor here for the San Francisco Nighthawks, and the team can be found hanging at Kezar Pub after games if you ever want to come by and say hi. Somewhat of a local watering hole here in Coal Valley. Seven minutes to play here in this first half, and the challenge, I think, for both of these teams really is to not let up, keep that energy high. If you're the Nighthawks, it's to really not take that foot off of the gas. This is that dangerous moment where you can relax, and Fresno could capitalize and sneak into this game with a goal. And on the flip side, if you're Fresno, you have to just keep going, keep running, not think about those tired legs. And now a foul here on the Nighthawks. It'll be Fresno ball. It's a moment for Fresno where it can be difficult to keep going. This is when you just have to focus on what you want to do as a team. Try to lean into those tactics. Pointer will play it short. Fresno now immediately under pressure, trying to play out of their own third, and it has to be faster than that. It's not a bad thing to play out of your own third, but it has to be faster than that. And they get lucky with a foul there. Good defense from the Nighthawks. That's a fine place to give away a foul if you're the Nighthawks there. Long ball up, handled by Ogimoto. Battle in the middle between McCord and Heron of Fresno. McCord wins that battle. Burton now battling on that left wing. It'll go out of bounds for a throw. Instructions being shouted from head coach from Fresno. Lots to work on here, as I mentioned. First game of the season. Looks very different from that last game of the season. Time for this team, for teams to gel, learn the new tactics. In these summer pre-professional leagues, it gets difficult because you don't have a lot of time in the lead up and you don't have a lot of time in season. Five minutes to play here in this half, and Nighthawks will take over. Here's Grunlin finding Burton, bouncing ball, handled well there from Galicia. Now here comes Fresno. Heron trying to play it forward. Time and space now in the middle. It's trying, it looked like it looked like Fresno was trying to go long all the way wide, but maybe that ball just caught underneath Heron's feet there. And a good slide tackle from Anderson in the back, trying to keep that ball out. Schroeder checking back in, doing a good job of standing up, holding up play. Fresno just can't keep it now. You can see anytime they try to get on the ball, they're immediately under pressure. Now finally, some reprieve. Hernandez out wide, now they're knocking it around. Here comes Schroeder. That's a good move there from McCarron, turning in the middle. That's some good work in the center midfield. Nighthawks able to switch the play. A strong tackle there. Falls all the way back to the Nighthawks though. Wong now demonstrating what she can do. And this is what the Nighthawks have been so adept at. They can work it around. They can play with their center midfielders. They will keep possession with just those two center midfielders, maybe one, and that full back line. Now Fresno trying to force them back into pressure. Good job there from Cox, number 14, on that right wing. Now she's chasing. Ball down to Burton on that left wing. Overlapping is Winiger. Winiger now back to Burton. Good play developing for the Hawks. A beautiful cross, though, nobody there. So a strong string of possession there from the Nighthawks. Immediately. Ball back to the Nighthawks, and this is the type of thing that will just kill the legs of Fresno. It's just a downward spiral because one leads to the next. First, you don't have possession, so you're on defense the whole time. And then when you get the ball, because you've been on defense the whole time, there's no outlet pass. And so how do you break that cycle becomes the question now for Fresno. Sometimes you need a formation change to have different outlet passes. Sometimes you need to make sure some of your forwards are staying a little bit higher so that you can get that ball forward and they can hold up play and wait for their teammates to join them. But one of those things needs to happen for Fresno, and it's not happening now. A deflection off of a shot, and it goes in. McCord, tally it. Hannah McCord with the goal. And despite the deflection, it'll count nonetheless. Unlucky for Fresno and lucky for San Francisco. Let's take a look at that. Top of the box, takes a shot and just deflected into that top corner. There is no goalkeeper in the world that can stop that off of a deflection. So we're gonna have more substitutions here for the for Fresno. Paris coming back into the game. Avila will take a break. In the dying minutes of this first half, the Nighthawks get a big deflection. A strong tackle there. Nighthawks have been building their possession all game, looking a little frantic from the jump in the first minute or so, finding themselves very early on, getting a goal within the first 3 minutes of this game, and their possession has just been looking stronger and stronger ever since. Fresno, on the other hand, have not been able to find themselves in sync with each other. They haven't been able to find each other's feet. Nighthawks are having their way back and forth. No reason to go forward for the Nighthawks. Not a bad idea there from Gerwitz at center back for the Hawks, trying to just skip the defense all the way to Wong on the outside, but just a little too far. So we've hit the 45-minute mark. We'll see how much extra time the referee will add on. Obviously, we haven't had any injuries, a couple stoppages for fouls, but we expect that This will be called soon, and now here comes Altman. Altman with a shot from distance, and that's in! Altman! From far out. And Altman makes it 5 just before half. Oh my goodness, let's take a look at that. Nobody stepping to her, and she says, why not? Catches the keeper a little bit off of her line. Tucks it away. A beautiful left-footed shot there from Maggie Altman. What a dagger for Fresno. It could have been 3-0 going into half, and a deflection, and then immediately after a goal from Altman to make it 5. And that is the whistle at half. San Francisco Nighthawks ahead of Fresno Freeze, 5-0. Stay tuned. We will be back in 15 minutes for the second half. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. The start of the second half here. Nighthawks versus Fresno Free. San Francisco Nighthawks up 5-0. I'm Sara Ach on commentary. Kevin Allison on camera, on tech. He's in charge of this entire stream. If you want anybody to do any of your games, follow him at DNF_ADV_sports. You can find him on YouTube, on Instagram. And we are off here for the second half. Nighthawks with a comfortable lead in the first game of the season of this WPSL West Pac North Division game. That's a mouthful. West Pac North. Some would think it's Pacific West North, but no, it is West Pacific North. Nonetheless, West Pac North Division, a strong one here in the WPSL. California Storm won the league last year, won the division last year, and immediately Nighthawks threatening an open goal right in the middle. Unable to capitalize. You probably can't believe it. That's Ashley Jordan, number 9, into the game for the Nighthawks. Jordan seeing her first minutes right now. And what a big moment for your first touch of the game right in front of the goal. Take a moment for Jordan to settle down. That's a tough moment. I'm sure anybody would panic. First touch right in the middle of the goal, an open shot with the keeper. The touch just gets away from her, but probably for the best here for Fresno. They escape. And let's see what they can do in the second half after a big meeting at halftime. Some fresh legs on for both teams. Out here on the wing is Josie Jarvis, number 5. She's fresh into the game here for the Nighthawks in this second half. Jarvis playing in that left back position now. In for Winiger. The Nighthawks getting some fresh legs in there and also getting everybody into the game. It's a short season, so we can get everybody into the game in this first game, get the nerves out, get everybody comfortable in the formation and the tactics. It is certainly for the best. We've seen that across the board from both teams. Chelsea Fang, number 28 on this left wing, into the game for Burton. Burton, a goal scorer today for the Nighthawks. She's on the bench right now. Nighthawks off to a similar start as to how they ended that first half, but now Fresno just trying to keep possession, keep control, and a difficult ball into the middle. Looking for her center midfielder in Hernandez, giving it away, and now Nighthawks on the attack. Pointer came out with her legs. She was out of the box, and what a save there from the keeper, and Hernandez fouls in the middle, fouls McCord, and a good idea because McCord was just looking to chip Pointer, who was not back into her net yet. She would have had that chip shot. Looked like she was gearing up for it, but a very, very good position for the Nighthawks to take this free kick. Lining it up here. This is Walde. Walde came in for Dwornik into the center midfield at the end of that first half. She remains on here at the start of this second half. Pointer setting her line. one-person wall. We'll see what Walde looks to do. Walde with a shot high and over. So it ends up being a good decision there for Hernandez to foul McCord in that dangerous position in the middle of the field. And Fresno have continued to look to play out of the back despite each time not really playing quick enough for it to be effective. And now, once again, giving that ball away with the ball right into the middle. They'll try it again here. Ball up the line. Looking for Heron. Heron in that right back position now. Fresno just keep getting trapped on that one side, and really what it is the Nighthawks are just, they've got half a step on Fresno. They're just first to the ball. It can be more complicated, but really it's just that simple. The Nighthawks are playing faster, both offensively and defensively. Offensively, they're working the ball around faster than Fresno can get into their defensive shape. And defensively, they're just stepping to Fresno faster than Fresno can move the ball around. A square ball across the middle, always a difficult one, but a cheeky flick on to McCord from Walde. McCord fouled, but no foul called. And Fresno now on the counter, trying to play long, and it's blocked by the midfield. Had a 3v3 forward for Fresno, but good job there from the Nighthawks midfield to get a body on it and stop that long ball. The Nighthawks opening the season at home here at Kezar. But then they will head out on the road. Nighthawks will play 5 away games after this game before they return home for their final 3 games of the season. So they'll have 4 home games of the season, including this one this year. 5 away games, and those away games are all smashed together. They'll go on the road, but not too far. The next game will be Wednesday, the 29th of May. They'll play SF Elite, but that'll be just down the road at University of San Francisco. So despite it being an away game, still pretty close to home. And then they'll head out on the road to Battleborn, San Ramon, to Ivy Rose out in Roseville, or Iron Rose, excuse me, the expansion team out in Roseville, and then they'll head to Davis. Finally, then they will return home. They'll play California Storm. We'll talk more about that grudge match later. Followed by Napa Valley, and they'll finish the season with La Miranda United here at Kezar Stadium, and a shot blocked. Again, Fresno just trying to get a shot off now, doing a better job of keeping possession in this offensive third, but Nighthawks swarm again. Fresno now knocking the ball around. Better job here from Fresno to move it quickly. That's what they've been looking to do all day, and just a miscommunication there. But they'll keep possession, so better from Fresno, moving it a little bit faster for a couple passes, and they need to just string a few more of those together. Fresno looking to attack. That's a good job there. Center midfielder Sydney Grunland coming out to the wing, poking that out of bounds. Mello, number 2, will chase for the ball. Looked like she just got a toe poke from Grunland. Everybody's okay. And so Heron will take this throw here for Fresno. Finally able to find themselves down in this attacking third for a moment. It's been probably the first time of this game, actually, that Fresno has been able to keep the ball in this attacking third for this long. And now, next thing is get this shot off. Fresno right now stuck on this right-hand side, can't get that cross off, and now Nighthawks take over. Let's see if Fresno can slide over and make this space small for the Nighthawks. Hawks have been doing a great job of playing out of small spaces, using that number 6 position, Sydney Grunland, in the back line to switch the field. And this time they just send it forward. Fresno does a good job there to put some pressure on the Nighthawks and force it out, but now Fresno can't get out of this right side. stuck on their right, trying to switch it, and the Nighthawks make them pay for it. For the inability to switch the ball, Nighthawks take over. Now Nighthawks will look to switch it themselves. Grunlin, time on the ball. And that's what you want to see from your holding center midfield. Assessing the situation, calm on the ball. Some cheeky movement down in the back there. That's Agimoto, center back. Had a great game so far for the Nighthawks, and now suddenly Hawks are threatening. Clearance here from Fresno. Agimoto will chase, and she'll have time. Nighthawks exploiting that space, and attempted outside of the foot from Walde. She wanted to hit that into the corner with the outside of her right. You could see what she wanted to do, but completely mishit it, and now chasing is Wong. She'll shield that out of bounds. Fresno Freeze, based on their performance last year, opened this year as the number 5 in the WPSL West Power Rankings. West is inclusive of all of the divisions in the West, and here comes Fresno. Just too far out of bounds. Nighthawks will take over from a goal kick as well. So based on that performance last year, they opened the year ranked number 5 in the WPSL Power Rankings. Of course, that's based on last year, based on a different team. Those will adjust. Their 3rd ranked team from this West Pac North Division, both La Miranda and Cal Storm opened this season ranked higher than them. La Miranda ranked just 1 spot ahead of them at number 4. Cal Storm ranked at number 2. No surprise there. Cal Storm winning the division last year. And here come the Nighthawks down the right-hand side, cutting it back in, trying to get a shot off, laying it off to the top of the box, and a shot from the top of the box from Jordan. She gets her first shot off of the game. That goes over. Mentioned the rivalry, if you will, between the Nighthawks and California Storm. 2 founding members of the original 6 teams in the WPSL. California Storm will be the second to last game of the season for the Nighthawks. They'll come here to Kezar Stadium. Of course, last time these 2 teams faced off in a division title was just 2 years ago. That was the last time the Nighthawks won the division. The 2 teams faced off in a division title, and the Nighthawks won in penalty kicks to win the division and go to regionals. And then they lost in regionals in penalty kicks. So you could say what goes around comes around. Penalty kicks are a brutal way to lose and not the greatest way to win either. And after that year, strong year for the Nighthawks, they actually played the senior Chinese national team. That's right, the Chinese national team here at Kezar Stadium. They filled the stadium. Chinese national team won, but it was tied 2-2 until about the 60th minute. That was a good squad here for the Nighthawks, and now they're looking to return to that form, and a good start in this 5-0 so far, the start of this 2024 season. Speaking with their head coach, Jill, ahead of this game, Jill said they want to dominate games with speed of play. Want to really elevate these players to become players that can go on into the professional leagues, into the NWSL. And here again, Nighthawks threatening. Plenty of time and space on the ball. Here's Grunlin. Grunlin will settle it back. Gerwitz, center back. Opts to go forward. Plenty of options. Now the Nighthawks, this is some good possession in the attacking third, and a shot, why not, from far out from Grunlin. That goes over. But that's what you want to see. Anytime you hear somebody say a possession in the attacking third, that's what you want to see. And Grunlin opts to take that shot. They could have gone for more possession, but why not? When you're up 5-0, have that shot. It's when you want all of your defensive players to get some of that offense out of their system. Fresno now working the ball around. Mentioned that they needed to play faster to work out of these spaces and beat the Nighthawks, and that's exactly what they're finally able to do there. 58 minutes in, Fresno looking a little bit more in sync. Very different from the start of this game, and you can see this team starting to find their way together, playing a little bit faster. I mentioned that Nighthawks head coach Jill said that they want to dominate games with the speed of play, and that's precisely what they've done here. It's been the difference between these two teams, how fast this ball is moving, how fast they are playing. Third of the way through this second half. No goals in this second half so far. 5 in the first for the Nighthawks. Now here come the Hawks once again. Good idea, ball to the corner, but picked off there from Heron. Heron now will distribute. We've seen Heron in that center mid position, and we've also seen her in that right back position, and now we're seeing her kind of slot into that center mid. And number 20, Hernandez, on the ball now, kind of slide into that right back, and now Heron and Hernandez, a good 1-2. Hernandez, it has to be faster to get that ball into the middle. Flicks it over to the other Hernandez, to Deanna Hernandez, and now ball given away. And Hernandez, good job to win that back in the middle for Fresno. You can see Fresno putting together a little bit more possession. Looking better here from Fresno, keeping the Nighthawks on their toes. Fresno's been able to keep some possession now in that back line and into that midfield, but they haven't been able to advance it to that final line. So they've had the first line of the defense and the second line of the midfield, but they have been able to force it forward to that third line of attack. That's the next step in this for the Freeze. Foul there, and it will be taken by Gurwitz. Gurwitz, number 22, center back here for Nighthawks. Have called her name a lot this game, but predominantly not for defensive play. She's been on the ball. Nighthawks like to knock it around the back, keep possession. Gurwitz and Nagimoto holding down the center back positions for the Nighthawks. Mrs. Grunlin had the idea, was looking for her player wide, and just too much on it. So Fresno will take over, and it looks like we'll have some substitutions on both sides of the ball. Coming into the game, Carla Sandoval, number 20 for the Nighthawks. Sandoval coming in on that left wing position. And it looks like Cook, who's already got 2 goals on her on the day, back into that right wing position. Cook on the brace today, looking for the hat trick. No goals in this half, so let's see if it might come for Cook. A lot of these players playing in college currently, playing their summer ball here in the WPSL, Pre-Professional League. A lot of pre-professional leagues popping up around the United States. Really good for the growth of the women's game here in this country. We've seen a lot more players than ever before go from pre-professional leagues into the pros. Provides a space for players to play and develop after college. Of course, the professional league here in the United States, the NWSL, only 14 teams, so you can imagine not a lot of players drafted out of college into that league. When you think about how strong the collegiate system here in the United States is, there's a lot of strong players that just have nowhere to go because the league is so small. Of course, the USL Super League starting this fall, that'll be another professional league, but that also only adding 6 teams. So these types of leagues, these pre-professional leagues, the WPSL specifically, so important for player development. Of course, the USLW League being another one. Ball into the middle, picked off. Here come the Nighthawks. One touch for Cook. Is this the hat trick? She lays it into the middle, taking the shot and tripped up. It looks like it was all ball, though. Walde was tripped up. Oh, excuse me. It looks like it was Quan was tripped up. Took the shot, but the ball had been taken out from under her, and now Fresno on the counterattack. Nighthawks have to get back. Both of these lines now, both of these teams, their lines completely spread out, going end to end. And the first game of the season is always hard fitness-wise. It doesn't matter how fit you are coming into it. There's something different about playing 90 minutes of soccer. That fitness tests, that practice just simply can't emulate. So approaching the 65th minute right now, and I'm assuming some of these legs are starting to get a little bit tired. And that end-to-end is going to be just a little bit harder. Fresno taking their time. At this point, if you're Fresno, the mentality has to be not to tie the game up. It has to be, let's work on what we need to work on. Let's get better with each minute. Let's end this game in a better place as a team than how we started it, and that's exactly what they've been doing. Getting more possession, working that ball around faster, and having held the Nighthawks to a scoreless second half after a 5-goal first half. So much better here from the Fresno Freeze, and I think this second half is more of the game that everybody was expecting. But Fresno coming out on their heels and Nighthawks coming out on their front foot. And a beautiful ball there from Walde. One-on-one with the goalkeeper is Cook. And then she puts it over the top, and she can't believe it. That would have been the hat trick. One-on-one, she beats the goalkeeper. She has an open net. Instead of taking a big touch, she opts for the shot, and it goes over, and she might be having nightmares about that one later. That's that kind of goal that when you're in mid-season form, it's going to go in, but beginning of the season, that's some of that rust that needs to be shaken off, and a bouncing ball, well played there from Schroeder for the Freeze, and a longer touch, and coming back is Gerwitz. She'll clear it out, but picked up by Avila of the Freeze. Gerwitz, again, all over it. She'll play 1-2 with Cook, and now Walde looking to possess. Nighthawks looking like they've been playing with each other for a very long time here. Sandoval looking to split that defense, play it over the top to Cook, who was streaking on that right wing. And now this game is starting to open up. We're starting to get end-to-end 2-on-1 here in the middle, and somehow able to keep that ball as Avila. You can see some of this space opening up, though. Sub coming in soon here. It looks like that's Paris waiting to come in for Fresno. Look at all this space on both sides of the ball. More time, more space to exploit as this game starts to open up. That's good work here. Jarvis into the middle, lays it off. Walde to Grunlin. Just a miscue there, but again, fast-paced work from the Nighthawks. We've got that substitution now. That was Paris coming back in. Stepping off the field on the far side was Galicia. Paris started this game for Fresno, was pulled off fairly quickly in that first half. She's been in and out now. She's back in here in the second half for the first time in the second half. Nighthawks, plenty of time. Jarvis, time and space on the wing. She'll take a long touch looking for the serve. Dangerous ball in, but just a little late was the run, and coming out, plenty to do is Pointer in goal for Fresno. Fresno continue to get stuck on this right-hand side, nowhere to go, unable to switch it. And now Jarvis 2v1, it's picked off of her. Good job there from Mello. Mello loses it. She's dispossessed, and now good job there from the Nighthawks, and this is exactly what the Hawks have been doing every single time. That was good work by Walde, and now here come the Hawks. They're switching it up. Long ball into the middle. He's getting a step on it is Sandoval, but right to the keeper. And it helps for the Nighthawks that they are a long-established team. Obviously, there are some new faces on this team, but there are also plenty of returning faces, and that certainly helps in a summer league. You have a slew of people coming together who've probably never played together before. Helps if you remember each other from last summer. And that's a good ball into Sandoval. Sandoval just waiting on it. Stepping up on it is Heron. She is dispossessed in the middle, and now here come the Nighthawks. Sandoval trying to get onto that ball. Long ball played, but she's looking for it at her feet. So stepping on it was Anderson, and Anderson doing a good job there in that center back for Fresno. This whole game, she's been sweeping it up. Schroeder trying to do a cheeky little poke around. Just too much on it, though. Wasn't going to get that around Gerwitz. Just under 20 to play here. Scoreless in this second half. Nighthawks putting 5 away in the first. Cook has 2, McCord has 1, Altman has 1, and Burton has 1. We have yet to see Burton so far in this second half. Nighthawks threatening. They'll possess. Grunlin and Walde just possessing back and forth. No reason to go forward and force it if you're the Nighthawks. Up 5 goals and forcing it right there. Put immediately under pressure, and a good job there from Gerwitz. Cool under pressure, but a bad clearance there from Lau, the goalkeeper. Here is Schroeder. Fresno just need to get a shot off, and they're unable to do it. And this has been the plight of Fresno, despite these good opportunities that look like they're going to turn into chances. Unable to get a shot off, and still Lau really untested in goal for the Nighthawks. Now back the other way. McCord, good turn in the midfield, and now straight forward, streaking. And no foul is called. Now there's a foul call. Looks like there was. That was Fang fighting for the ball for the Nighthawks. A little arm on arm. Foul called in Fresno's direction. Bodies are starting to fly everywhere. Sometimes that can happen when the tired legs start to kick in. A couple more subs now coming onto the field. It looks like we're going to see Dwornik. Number 23, she'll make her appearance again for the first time in the second half. She'll come into the middle. And coming on for McCord. So that'll most likely be the end of McCord's day. McCord, beautiful work in the midfield. A goal. Some beautiful possession to show for her day. Dwornik, we haven't seen since the first half. Dwornik and Grunlin were connecting well before she exited. So she'll come back on and get some minutes. Grunlin keeping possession for the Nighthawks. Again, so adept at that in the middle. Nobody has been able to take this ball off of her this game. She has had her way, playing along with her defense, switching the ball from center back to center back, or over to the outside back. And if you've seen her play before, that is no surprise. Now Cook on the wing, cutting middle, taking that shot far post, tipped over, but not enough on it to tip it, and that goes in, and that's a hat trick. Sydney Cook on the hat trick, takes it into the middle, sets herself up, and goes upper 90 on that far side. We saw her do that in the first half. Still nobody stepped to it. And that's that hat trick for Sydney Cook, and a beautiful one for that hat trick indeed. Substitution, Burton coming in for Fang. Burton with a goal today as well. We haven't seen her yet in this half, so she'll get her time. Final 15. Nighthawks getting plenty of players in. Same as Fresno Freeze, but perhaps for a different reason. But both teams able to get their players in, get those legs out from under them. A tough day for Fresno, and an equally wonderful day for the Nighthawks. A big score line here, 6-0. Not really expected. Of course, hard to expect anything based on last season, brand new teams. Nighthawks will take over here. Working it around as they do. Looking long for Sandoval was Gurwitz. Sandoval on the ball, looking to beat her player line. Gets a lucky bounce and goes where she needs to go, which is in the middle. Now Nighthawks will just look to possess. Not a bad idea there from Gurwitz, but nobody's there. Fresno will take over and take a look around the league. And the live table, actually, right now. Iron Rose has actually played 2 games. Remember, Iron Rose, the expansion team to this division to make it a 10-team division. They've played 2 games already. They've drawn both, so they'll sit with 2 points. Napa Valley also, or excuse me, San Francisco Elite has also played 2 games. They've drawn 1 and lost 1. And Napa Valley and Davis have both played 1 game. They faced each other, of course. Napa Valley took that win. They've got 3 points on them. So if this stands, Nighthawks would sit tied on points in first place in the live table with Napa, but of course would sit ahead of them on goal differential, so Nighthawks would take that #1 spot in the table after first game of the season. Of course, it's early on, but it's also a short season. Nine games total. Each team plays everybody once. Fresno will take this throw. And no other teams from this division will play today. More games tomorrow. La Miranda plays Battleborn tomorrow. Of course, it being difficult to schedule games over Memorial Day weekend, but nonetheless, you got to do it. Jarvis, forward to Burton. Burton, she'll lay it off. Sandoval, splitting her defenders, looking for the shot near post. A good save from Pointer, but you can't hang on to it, and it's cleared out. Approval on the sideline from head coach Jill for the Nighthawks. Jarvis with the throw. Sandoval getting the cross off this time, but nobody's there. Pointer doing a good job to just tap that over. Rising, and now the shot from distance, and just wide. Grunlin taking those shots from distance. She's wanted it, and why not? We've seen a shot from distance today go in. Grunlin wants one of her own, though. We saw one way out in that first half. Goal number 5 for the Nighthawks was tallied right before half off of a shot from, you could say, in between the half field and the 18. Right in that dead space. Now here come Fresno. Fresno have not let up today. That's solid defense there from Gerwitz, winning the ball at a slide tackle, not getting the ball, but perhaps advantage being called, and plastered to the ground is Walde, and now they'll check on her because that slide was all person and no ball. Or so it looked from here. Let's take a look at it. Well, she did get the ball, but certainly also got Walde as well. Tough one there when your legs get taken out from under you. So we'll write no call. Looks like we're gonna have some subs here for Fresno Freeze. Alma Harrison looks like she'll come back into the game. Number 21, we haven't seen her since the first half, and it looks like on the sideline waiting to come on in for the Nighthawks. Number 33, Bridget Fox. Nighthawks looking to control. And number 8, Emily Koo. Sandoval getting the cross off again. Over Pointer's hands. Open net. Cook was looking for her 4th. Just got a deflection and now a corner kick for the Nighthawks. 7th of the game for the Nighthawks. And we'll have our substitutions now. Number 33, Bridget Fox entering the game for her first time. Emily Koo coming back on. Koo coming in for goal scorer. 3-time goal scorer, that is. Cook, who is on the hat trick. She'll take a seat. Her day is done. And Bridget Fox coming in as well. She'll play in that center back role. She came on for Grunlin. Grunlin, her day is done. And Ogimoto, number 31, who was playing in the center back role, will push up into that center mid position, it looks like. While Fox will sit in that center back position. Just about 6 minutes left to play. Statement game here for the Nighthawks. Reminder, you can catch the Nighthawks again next Wednesday. That's right, this coming Wednesday, May 29th. If you're in San Francisco, you can head over to USF. They'll be playing at USF Field versus SF Elite. That's an away game. Just 3 games later, Sunday, June 2nd at Battleborn. Tight schedule here. 9 games, and they're all going to be packed in. Final game before July 7th. Of course, have to leave time for national playoffs, and with some of these players being in college, they'll be recalled by their colleges as early as mid-July, and sometimes with captain's practices that can be even earlier. Fresno getting a corner kick for their first of the game. See if they can do some damage here in these dying minutes. Just about 5 minutes to play. Mello setting up to take this corner kick for Fresno. Bouncing in on the ground, a slow roller looking to go near post. Didn't work, and now Mello trying to get the cross off. A weird deflection. Could have gone their way, but scooped up as it has been this game by Gerwitz. She clears it. Can't get it all the way out, so Fresno will maintain possession, but Nighthawks fight off another attack. Gaith, number 4, taking the throw. Trying to draw the foul, and you don't blame her. Trying to draw the foul in the box there for Fresno. Double teamed and just trying to turn, but nowhere to go. Some disagreement seems from the sidelines. Gerwitz clearing it out again. Fresno once again stuck here on this right-hand side. You can see how tight and compact the Nighthawks are on defense over here. They need to switch the ball. No turn into pressure there from Hernandez. Able to maintain it. Gaith with the cross, a beautiful near post cross, and now Lau comes out of goal and she'll smother that. Kel Lau with her first save of the game. We'll have one more substitution, it seems. Carmen Hinton, number 25, will come into the game soon for the Nighthawks. She stands on the sideline there with the 4th referee. Fresno playing out of pressure. A difficult ball, though, as they play out of pressure. Handled well, though. Emily Koo was all over that. Putting the Nighthawks under pressure. Or excuse me, putting Fresno under pressure. We'll have a throw and some substitutions, it seems, coming on. Liberty Wolf, number 11, entering the game here for Fresno. Along with Bella Lanes. Or excuse me, Yanez. Wolf and Yanez into the game for their first times. Running clock, 2 minutes to play, but of course no scoreboard. So the ref has that final say, perhaps adding on a couple minutes. A little injury time, a little foul time, just stoppage time in general, and a foul called there. Nighthawks will take over. They'll take their time. Up 6. What an opening day for these San Francisco Nighthawks. A reminder that this WPSL West Pac North Division broadcast is brought to you by Kevin Allison. You can find him at DNF_ADV_sports. I'm Sara Ach on commentary. Beautiful day here and Memorial Day weekend in San Francisco, and the Nighthawks with a home game to kick off the season before they head out on a 5-game road trip. That's right, a 5-game road trip. And a big win under their belts, some momentum under their belts. And this is good from Fresno. Breaking away from everybody is Paris. Paris with the shot far post, and it just goes wide. That could have been the one for Fresno. Let's take a look at that one. Classic counterattack into the number 9, dropping it down to the center mid, who finds Paris streaking. And a good idea to go far post, but just can't find that net. Fresno, on the other hand here, hopefully they can take that good from this game. They've ended this game so much stronger than how they started. The scoreline in at the end of the first half, 5-0. Scoreline so far in the second half, just 1-0, with that opportunity almost happening for Fresno. It's not about how you start here, it's about how you end, especially in the first game of the season. So Fresno will take this into their next game. They are also headed out on the road for their next 3 games, and then they'll be home for their final games. They'll be away for 3 and home for 5. Nighthawks get 4 home games this year. Fresno get 5. Uneven number, you can't split it in half. You can't have 4.5 home games. So sometimes you get 4, sometimes you get 5. So as I said, Fresno will be away for 3 and then home for 5. As this clock passes 90 minutes, referee checks his watch. Beautiful start to the season for these San Francisco Nighthawks. Couldn't have asked for a better day, for a better scoreline. And they've made a statement here in this division. Now looking to play out of the back. As they do. Playing quickly, finding open space, and a good turn there from Ogimoto, but dispossessed. A foul called. Ogimoto, having played center back this whole game, pushed up into that center mid when Grunlin came out. This very well could be the last moment of this game. Fresno forcing everybody forward. And a shallow chip to the top of the 18. Played well, and now here come the Nighthawks. 1v1, and here is Ko. Ko 1v1 now, 1 defender to beat. Finds the open player on the back post, and that's in! What a play! Ko finding the open player. Burton slots it home. Unselfish from Ko. Finding her teammate, streaking to the back post. Beautiful look and a beautiful finish. Burton, second of the game. Burton worked hard to get there, and Shiras were rewarded. And a dagger after Fresno has put together a strong second half. Scoreless for most of it. And that is it. That is how we will end this game. 7-0. San Francisco Nighthawks take it over Fresno Freeze. As I mentioned, you can catch the Nighthawks next Wednesday, May 29th versus SF Elite. That'll be at USF Soccer Field here in San Francisco, California. Their next home game will be June 25th versus Cal Storm. That big grudge match here at Kezar Stadium at 7 p.m. Come on out or tune into this live stream. Of course, you can always find it where you find Kevin Allison, who's been on tech, on camera, who set up this whole live stream. DNF_ADV_sports. And that is it for us here. Nighthawks take it 7-0.